If you clicked on a 2-hour-long philosophy lecture by your own choice, I'm afraid Rousseau's got some bad news for you. The very intellectual pursuits that you delight in, philosophy, science, art, are the very things preventing you from a good life. That seems crazy, okay? How can science and art be bad things? And how can Rousseau, one of the greatest minds of the Enlightenment, attack enlightenment while producing some of the most influential works of the Enlightenment? These are the questions we're going to answer in this lecture on the first discourse. This book is going to turn all your intuitions upside down, and with any luck, it will be your last. The Discourse on the Arts and Sciences, the first discourse, has a thesis that is as simple as it is shocking. I quote to you Rousseau. Our souls have become corrupted in proportion as our sciences and our arts have advanced. The first discourse is a philosophical attack on philosophy. It's a scientific refutation on science, and it's an artistic takedown of art. And it's precisely because how highly we value all three that we must engage with it. Rarely is there a culture like ours that so worships erudition, learning, curiosity with so little reservation. Far are we from the lesson from Oedipus that knowing more could be dangerous. Far are we from Constantinople destroying its printing press. And far are we from the Caliph Omar, who burned the Library of Alexandria. Rousseau's going to show that this anti-intellectual's attitude and actions are a lot wiser than you think. Because why, when science and technology are fulfilling all of its promises, alleviation from poverty, curing of disease, intelligent machines, are more and more people dissatisfied with modernity? Why, when the arts and culture has never been given more free rein, do we ourselves feel more constricted, lonely, and alienated? Why, in the midst of our luxury and our idleness, have we never felt more busy? Rousseau's answer is that the very arts and sciences that we mistook to be the culmination of our civilization is actually not only the cause of our current ills, but leading us to collapse. This is not some speculative prophecy, but Rousseau reminds us it's the shape of concrete history. Egypt once produced great kings and pharaohs. They became the birthplace of philosophy and arts in the West. And for 2,000 years, they've only known foreign rulers. Greece, were once peopled by heroes like Achilles and Theseus, vanquished Asia twice, once with Troy, another time Persia, early 5th century BC. Then the Athenian Golden Age happened. Sophocles, Plato, Aristotle, and by the 4th century, it fell to the Macedonian yoke. Rome began with a rustic republican virtue and became mortally corrupted by the very enlightened Greeks that they conquered, enslaved, and imported. I quote to you Rousseau. Ever since the learned have begun to appear among us, so Rome's own philosophers themselves said, good men have been in eclipse. Until then, the Romans had been content to practice virtue. All was lost when they began to study it. Everywhere Rousseau looks, he finds the same story. Enlightenment finds an ignorant but virtuous people. It gives them talents, but it takes away their virtue. And it leaves them conquered, corrupt, and ignorant once more. Enlightenment in the West begins in Egypt, it goes to Greece, then to Rome. Enlightenment abandons Europe, leaving it to the Dark Ages. It brews, it stews in Constantinople, and by the time of Rousseau, makes a return to Europe. This is the slithering path of enlightenment that has left destruction in its wake, and understanding its nature will be the goal of our lecture.